Hello and welcome to Baering the List, an ongoing video series where I use Tier Maker, who are not a sponsor, but if they want to be, they could become one, in order to rank things. It's a ranking video. You know what these are. Now I'm still on a food kick here. Last week I did do wrestlers, WWE champions, but we're back with food. Because who doesn't love food? Also, this was recommended. So yeah, leave a comment below if you see a tier list that you think I should do. Please leave it below. One of the things I love about this, which is the Encyclopedia of Sandwiches, is that this was used from one reference and they're all named. Now, it's actually a little hard for me to read all the names of them. I can see the photos. So I have in another tab it blown up, like literally like in Firefox. I have like a giant thing. Of all of them, and it describes it. So we're going to get in here. We're going to rank. We got a bunch of sandwiches to rank. I will be doing some brief reference, if I come across a sandwich and I'm like, I don't know what croquet madame is. So maybe I'll go and research that. That is an option. So let's get started with bacon, egg, and cheese. This list says fried egg, American cheese, bacon. Now, this is a breakfast sandwich, of which, as somebody that grew up on the East Coast, Northeast, I'm used to going to a deli and getting yourself a breakfast sandwich there. Now, I will say, of course, we're ranking this S, A, B, C, and D. In general, I'm more of a ham, egg, and cheese. Maybe even a sausage patty. Ooh, yeah. But bacon's still excellent. And you know what? Sometimes this is a good breakfast. So let's go with A. Grilled cheese. Cheese sandwich fried with butter. Now, I am one of those people that says you use mayonnaise instead of butter because that way you don't have to have your butter room temperature. You're not worried about the cold butter. You don't have to heat up your knife. It spreads evenly. It's a way to do it fast. It's a restaurant style. People swear by it. Some people, again, oppose it. They don't like the mayonnaise. They prefer the butter. Either way, obviously a grilled cheese sandwich is S tier. The only way I would say if you don't like grilled cheese sandwich is if you don't like cheese, and in which case, yeah, but I still think it's S tier. All right, our third one, a pulled pork sandwich, pulled pork shoulder, barbecue sauce, coleslaw. Now, I would prefer in my world, I would prefer no coleslaw, but a pulled pork sandwich, that's an A tier sandwich right there. I think pulled pork is great. Uh, what's not to like? It's pork. It's easy to chew. The bun's good. Barbecue sauce, excellent. Banh mi. Now in this one it says meat, pickled vegetables, cilantro, and mayonnaise is what it says in this Encyclopedia of Sandwiches reference. I think I had chicken banh mi. I don't love it. I don't like pickled vegetables. We're going to come across more pickled vegetables for me to like, and pickles in general. If banh mi is your favorite, I get it. It's just not my favorite. All right, let's keep going here. We got a lot of sandwiches to get through, folks, so let's get through these ones. The BLT, bacon, lettuce, tomato mayonnaise. I said tomato. Tomato, as far as I know, tomato isn't a thing. It maybe should be. Maybe tomato is a thing, and I just don't know about it. So here's the deal. I don't really like tomatoes. I don't really like raw tomatoes. I like marinara sauce, like spaghetti sauce. I like ketchup, but I don't like raw tomatoes. So for me, a BLT is not great. It's just not. It's a bacon delivery mechanism. We're going to come across other bacon delivery mechanisms in this sandwich list that I think are superior. So I'm putting a BLT in B. Now, this one I feel like is the one where people are going to be like, oh, but a cold BLT or a hot BLT or you get the. It's just not my thing. I'm sorry. I'm inspecting something right now, so I was just looking at this. Nope, it's not what I was looking for. Waiting on a text message, not that one. Okay, what do we got going next? Oh, the Italian sub. Cured meats, oil, vinegar, onion, lettuce. You don't need necessarily the oil and vinegar. You can use mayonnaise on an Italian sub. Basically, it's just a bunch of cured meats, generally pork products, maybe even some turkey in there as well. Uh, on a great sub, yeah, that's an S tier. Italian sub, moi, wonderful. The Thanksgiving, okay, turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce. Now, if this was an open-faced turkey sandwich, which I don't even know if that's on this list, I'm going to look really quickly. Uh, if we come to it, we come to it. I don't believe that it is on this list. An open-faced turkey sandwich where you just take the turkey, put it on the bread, you put gravy over it. Ooh, that's good. I don't really like cranberry in there. I think it's cute. I'd rather just have leftovers from Thanksgiving than a sandwich in sandwich form. Or what I normally do if I'm with family and there's leftover turkey is that night you get a roll, you get some lettuce, some mayonnaise, some of that turkey that was from the bone that was right off the meat bone there. Maybe put some dark meat in there, some light meat in there. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Maybe even a little cheddar cheese. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Or provolone. Ooh, that's good. I'm gonna go C tier. I think this is our first C tier. This is the first one where I'm just like, nah, no thanks, not for me. What else we got here? Lobster roll, lobster meat, mayonnaise, celery. I do like a good lobster roll. I think I just like lobster more than I like necessarily a lobster roll. I know there's styles of lobster that don't have the mayonnaise in it. I think it's B tier. I think lobster's good, but I'd rather just eat some lobster with some butter, even a little lemon as it introduced there. Turkey Club is S tier. Turkey Club is S tier. Turkey, lettuce, tomato, bacon, mayonnaise. I'm not even, as I said, not necessarily a raw tomato fan. You take that raw tomato out. You don't ask when you go to a diner or a deli or a restaurant. You don't ask for no tomato. You take it off and put it on the plate because maybe someone, if you're dining with, wants to have that. Remember eating inside? I don't. But yeah, I just think it's better if they make it the way they want to, the way they say to make it, and then you take the tomato off later. That's just me. That's just me. Tuna Melts. Investigate the tuna melts. It says here, tuna salad, cheese. Yeah, you're melting some cheese and your hot tuna. I like a tuna fish sandwich. Don't get me wrong. I do like a tuna fish sandwich. I'm not super particular into the tuna melt. Like when I'm like, oh, I'm going to make a tuna sandwich, I don't think about, oh, I have cheese. I could melt the cheese on there. I guess you want to use it like American cheese. I think that's C tier. Yeah. Hot tuna salad. Not really my thing. Fried chicken. This one says fried chicken breast, lettuce, tomato. I would hold tomato, obviously. Fried chicken sandwich, S tier. It's fried chicken. And then maybe barbecue sauce, maybe mayonnaise, maybe ketchup, whatever you want to put on there. Maybe nothing. Maybe sriracha, whatever you want to put on there. Hot sauce, are you a hot sauce person? Put some hot sauce on there. It's great. Okay, what do we got going on here? The cheesesteak. Now, what does this say about cheesesteaks? Thinly sliced beef, cheese, onions. The cheesesteak is incredible. It is a great way to use steak that is not particularly excellent. Great way to prepare that steak. Um, I like mine with onions and mayonnaise. Some people cheese whiz. I prefer provolone. If I can get it, American, sure. Cheddar, no problem. Um, I think provolone's great for that. Laying the provolone on top of the steak there, it kind of melts, but not really, because provolone's very processed in its way. Um, a little bit of shredded lettuce in there, why not? You want to put peppers in there? Okay. You want to have a paper steak? Pepper steak? Pepper steak? Great, go for it. Cheese steak. Mwah. I don't really like whiz. If you like cheese whiz, eat that cheese whiz. Go for it. Cubano. Ham. Pork. Swiss cheese. Pickles. Mustard. Here's the thing about the Cubano. It includes, a traditional one includes, three things I don't like and two things I do like. Do I like the preparation of that sandwich? Yes. Of a Cuban sandwich, the Cubano? Of course I like the preparation of that. I love a pressed sandwich. It's excellent. Do I like mustard? No. Do I like pickles? Not really. Do I like Swiss cheese? No. So a traditional, as listed here in Cubano, for me, that's B tier. I'm giving it B tier because I know it is a beloved sandwich and I like the preparation of it. And I also like the combination of deli ham and pork. So it's probably a C. I'm giving it a B. We got so many sandwiches left to go through. And I am getting a little hungry. Meatball sub, meatballs, marinara sauce, mozzarella. So I actually think that meatball subs that's just too much. I think a sub is actually a bad delivery. It's the one of the best ideas for delivery. Here's what I want. I want a meatball bread bowl. How is that not a thing? You get the bread bowl, you put meatballs and marinara sauce in there and cheese on top. You got to use a fork and knife with that because it's a bread bowl. You can rip the bread from the sides and dunk it in. Why is that not a thing? I think a sub is actually a poor way to deliver that because the bottom's just going to fold out. And I think like a meatball sub in a tortilla, like a meatball sandwich in a tortilla, actually is probably the better way. So we're putting it A tier just because the sub is just not a good delivery method for meatballs. You got so much marinara sauce. You got so much of the grandma's gravy. If if you've been close enough to Italians, you heard that at some point, and I think it's great. So I just want to say it. Okay, so we got the croquet. We got two croquets here. Croquet Monsignor, and I'm gonna look this up because we got Mr. Croquet and we got Mrs. Croquet, and I think they're both like. I don't know. I've never heard of these, so that's why we're looking them up. So, Croquet, Monsieur, Mr. Croquet is what is a Mr. recipe? Okay, what's the difference between a Croquet Monsieur and a Croquet Madame? Uh, a Croquet Madame is simply a Croquet Monsieur topped with a sunny side up poached egg. Okay. But that only says so it's an egg. But so once we know what a monsieur is and add an egg, you got a madame. Baked ham and cheese with bechamel oozing all over the place. Okay, so we got a bechamel sauce here. Uh, Country style bread, ham, Gruyere. Okay, all right. You want to I have never had this, but I do like bechamel, and I think that this sounds great. This sounds fantastic. Uh, yeah, this sounds pretty good. And then you put an egg on top. I think both of these are A tier. I've never had them, so that can't look. Put an egg on top. That sounds even better. That might be S tier. I've never had this before, but they sound fantastic. So I'm going to put them in A tier. This sounds like great sandwiches. Okay, and then the Reuben. As I said before, I haven't said this before. I'm not a big fan of sauerkraut, but you got corned beef, Swiss cheese. Also, not a big fan of Swiss cheese. And Russian dressing, I like. Often on rye bread. I don't. Sometimes people do roast beef and corned beef together in their Reuben, and I like that. So I'm going to put it in the C tier. Because other than it being corned beef, and just when do I eat corned beef? But no. Gyro, S tier. I can't believe gyro, whatever you want to call it. I can't believe how long I waited to have one of these. I was well into my time in New York before I had one, like for real. And this is a grilled meat, tzatziki sauce, and tomato and onion. Take tomatoes out or don't get them at all. So good. You know, that meat, that lamb that's right on, they just cut the strips of it. Oof. Mwah. This is one of the very few things I say you want this. Now, maybe not in 2020, but in 2019, Pat Bear would tell you, you got to find a cart. If the cart has a long line and they're selling gyros, you go and get yourself a gyro from that. I'm going to say both because I don't know. You get yourself in line, a long line for a cart, because you know it's going to be good. Or a really good Greek diner. Like a Greek diner. Yeah. Po' boys. So, yeah. Fried seafood, lettuce, tomato, pickles, mayo, hot sauce. Often, shrimp po' boys, I'm not a po' boy guy. I don't like them. I'm going to put them in C tier because I know some people like them. I don't like them. They're not D tier. It's not like a bad. It's not bad. It's just nothing I like. Maybe you do. I don't know. I think there is a sandwich coming up in here that I do think is D tier. So we're getting there. We're getting to it. Okay. Caprese. Mozzarella, tomato, basil, olive oil. Obviously, this is a cheese and tomato sandwich. So it's going in C tier because one of the big ingredients of this is tomato. Much like the BLT, tomato is a very important ingredient. And when tomato is an important ingredient, I'm not interested. What do we got next? Torta. Torta is steak, beans, lettuce, tomato, avocado, and I can't read this. Sorry. I'm going to look up what's in a torta. Torta ingredients. This is I believe that this is a Cuban dish as well. Torta sandwich. I'm going to look up a torta sandwich here. Or is it Mexican? Yes. Okay. So it is a Mexican sandwich. My apologies. I think torta is like in Cuba, that's a cake, and in Mexico, that's a sandwich. Okay. Served on a roller bun. Hot or cold. Beans, avocados, peppers. Okay, that might have been what it said there. Well, it's just like steak and peppers sandwich with cheese and beans. This one says steak. Apparently, it's lots of different kinds of meats. I don't really like avocado. I'm going to put this B tier. I've never had one, but I'm going to put it B tier because I'm sure it sounds great. It's just, it's got some stuff I'm not super into. Here's one I know enough about. The old roast beef sandwich. With barbecue sauce or horseradish or cheesy sauce if you are going to Arby's. Remember Arby's? I didn't get to the Arby's before I left New York. There's one Arby's in New York, and I was tempted, but I didn't really want to ride the subway for fast food that I wasn't sure was open or not. Wait, where'd it go? Wait, is it not listed here? Oh. Did I miss some sandwiches? I did. I jumped the whole line, y'all. I didn't rank tortas. Where did I put? I put tuna patty melt. Okay, so what happened is I jumped the line. So I'm going to do these two. Torta, we'll put in B tier. That's my mistake. Roast beef, that's an S tier sandwich. Fight me on it. It's roast beef. I got an Arby's tangent. Sorry. So we're going to jump back, and then we'll jump down to another sandwich. But yes, I missed. Hey, I missed what's in this row. One of these sandwiches is heads up. I don't like. But we'll go to patty melt. Ground beef patty, cheese, caramelized onions. Why is it because it's on sandwich bread that a patty melt isn't just a cheeseburger? Is it that maybe the ground beef patty is really ground beef? It's not made into a patty necessarily. It is just a slab. I don't know. Melty cheese, ground beef, onions. Heck yeah, that is an A tier sandwich. It's really good. I'll jump back just one more thing about the roast beef. There's so many different ways to prepare a good roast beef sandwich. Um, and it's just good. Every once in a while, you're like, oh, you get that kind of reddish, and it's like kind of, like medium, or even well done roast beef, like off of leftover from a roast. Oof. Mm, excellent. Egg salad sandwich. Chopped boiled egg, mayonnaise, lettuce. How many you know someone in your life that ate an egg salad sandwich or egg salad at a picnic and got sick because it sat out for too long? Get out of here. Ugh. So many better ways to prepare an egg. French dip. That's roast beef sandwich dipped in au jus. Well, if the idea of a regular roast beef is S tier, then at au jus that is S. That's almost S. I'm not going to do S plus. I actually don't necessarily think that French dip is going to be S plus because au jus it is pretentious, but it's good. Excellent. All right, PB&J peanut butter jelly, a classic sandwich. We've got a jam in this house that I'm staying in right now, but I don't think we have any peanut butter. But that's a good sandwich. Yeah. Um, okay, now we're back. Imagine now I'm saying torta and roast beef, and now we'll do jambon beurre, French ham, salted butter. I am not, obviously, French roll. Uh, People swear by this sandwich. I've had it. That's a C tier sandwich for me. That's a C tier sandwich. The ham and butter. I just butter on bread. Yeah. Ham on bread. Yeah. Butter and ham and bread. No. Tokatsu. Oh yeah, I love a tokatsu. Fried pork chop, mayo, and then a sauce, which is the tokatsu sauce. Uh, you cut the edges off. It's just this kind of like very like an attempt to. I want to actually look up the little. Maybe I can tokatsu. Maybe I can look it up. I got Google sandwich. Yeah, let's see if tokatsu sandwich. Because to me, tokatsu sandwich is like a response to it's like a comfort food thing. Um, I want to just look at history. Yeah, I'm gonna look this up because I found a recipe. Obviously, when you put in a food thing, you get a recipe. Um, it's a Japanese dish that consists of um, breaded, deep fried, or tempura pork cutlet. Involves cutting the pig's back into two-thirds slices, coating it in panko. Yeah. Which, yes, Japanese Worcestershire sauce. That is part of the sauce there. Yeah. Um, is served with shredded cabbage on a bed of rice. Uh, yeah, so that's katsudon is when you do that. When you don't have the sandwich. 19th century beef. Pork version was invented in Japan. Okay. Uh, oh, 1899, the restaurant in Japan. It makes sense as a restaurant. Um, but it makes total sense that this is basically, hey, bread, sandwiches. We got this thing we put on top of rice. We could put that in a sandwich. Mwah. Uh, that's S tier. Ooh, that's a good sandwich. That is a good sandwich. I'm glad I looked it up. Now you know a little bit more about a thing. I know more about a thing. Why am I keep doing these long videos? Next week's video, I'm going to just pick one that has like 4 entries. Just bang out a video there because we got so many more to get to. The Monte Cristo. That's a ham, turkey, Swiss cheese, fried and served with jam. No. And powdered sugar sometimes. That's just making a sandwich into a dessert sandwich, and at that point, just make a dessert sandwich. Just make a cake with filling in the middle, like 2 layers. Make a, you know, take the top off of your muffin or your cupcake. Take the top off the cupcake, smush it together to make a sandwich. Get out of here. That's too much. I don't need that in my life. Ham, cheese, lettuce. This says mustard. I'm going to ignore that because I'm going to put mayonnaise in there. And I don't think a ham and cheese sandwich classically necessarily needs to have mustard. It's an A tier. It's a ham and cheese sandwich. What do you want from me? Sometimes the classics are just top tier. Sometimes they're just good. That's good. Very good. Very good. Bagel with lox. That's a B tier for me, y'all. I know some people swear by it. Look, I love a good New York bagel. I don't really like lox. Eh. Um, Cream cheese, smoked salmon, onion, tomato. Yeah. You know what? That's C tier. That's C tier. Yeah. Falafel pita. Now, I like a lot of what's in a falafel pita, except for the falafel part. I'm not a big fan of falafel, so I'm going to go with C tier. I just don't like falafel. Falafel. But it's not D tier. It's not get out of here. It's just not my thing. It's not my thing, and I think that's differentiator. Chicken salad. Hey, there's so many other ways to prepare chicken, even if it is chopped chicken, than a chicken salad. I'm going to put it in C tier because it is better than egg salad, but not much better. It is the bottom of C tier. Veggie and hummus. That's a B tier sandwich. That's good. Bologna. Bologna. Mustard. Cheese. Ah. Ah. I don't really like bologna, but I didn't grow up on it. I know that fried bologna, people really, it kind of like becomes its own little bowl there. I know some people really like fried bologna. It's not my thing. You got to snip it with scissors or cut it so that your bologna, when it cooks, doesn't like stays somewhat flat, which I think is a weird thing. I'll put it in B tier. I know some people swear by it. It just didn't raise on it. All right, Italian beef, roast beef, green peppers, uh, uh, yeah, and some other stuff. I like an Italian beef. I mean, it's probably my least favorite roast beef sandwich, so it only goes in A tier because I do love roast beef a lot, but it's kind of an A tier sandwich for me. I don't know what this is. This is one of the categories of I don't know. Um, Turkey, bacon, tomato, some kind of sauce. This is the Kentucky, I should say the name of it, Kentucky Hot Brown. It is an open face sandwich, which I have said I like. Kentucky Hot Brown sandwich. I'm seeing sliders and casseroles. Uh, what is this? Turkey, bacon, and cheese sandwich bathed in, cheesy sauce. It's best eaten with a fork. It's an open face. Now, this photo doesn't really, I think, do the cheesy stuff justice. It's like turkey, bacon, cheese, melted cheese. I'm putting it in B tier because I've never had it, so I can't really rank it A tier for a sandwich I've never eaten. But that sounds okay. I mean, I did put two things in A tier that I've never eaten. So to be fair, I think it's the tomato that keeps it from going to A. But that does sound real good. Uh, the bocadillo, which is what? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look up what a bocadillo is. See, I like this because I'm learning a lot, and also, uh, I would not be doing this. I would not be doing this list if it didn't have the names of it. Because like looking at that, I'm like, I don't know what this is. Um, Sandwich made on Spanish bread. Uh, Usually a baguette or similar bread, cut lengthwise. A humble food. Okay. In cafes or tapas. Seasoned with sauces like mayonnaise, aioli, and ketchup, mustard, tomato sauce. Uh, there are a lot of different kinds. There are meat, egg, fish, sweet, cold meat, cheese, omelet. Uh, that sounds. I'm gonna put that in B. That sounds okay. I mean, it sounds like there are a lot of different ways to do it. It's just basically sandwich Spanish style. Sounds good to me. Liverwurst. No time to talk about liverwurst and cucumber tea. Cucumber and butter. My apologies to those out there that took tea time, that cucumber sandwiches bring back fond memories of their youth, or a period in time where they traveled overseas, perhaps. I have no time for cucumber sandwiches and no interest in them. But there are more D tiers than I would have necessarily thought. Maybe Monte Cristo's your treat. You're like, you know what? I'm going to feel bad today and have a Monte Cristo. Maybe you can't stand roast beef and you can't believe that I will put up there. Uh, Perhaps something in the middle tiers, in the B or C. Did I disrespect you by putting your favorite sandwich in C tier? Let me know in the comments below. Also in the comments below, what do you think I should do next? If you have one, this was suggested by a viewer. Thank you very much. So if you see something on Tier Maker you think I should do, or you have a topic you think, because I can make my own tiers. I didn't make this one. I can make my own for the next one. But I'm feeling pretty good about this, and I want to thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Hit the like button if you like the video. If you didn't like the video, you can hit the dislike button. It does make me feel bad, but that shouldn't stop you. And I'll see you on the next Baering the List. Bye-bye.